Why was it enforcement? What did he do? Did he punch you?
He didn't want to talk about the issue, and he got pretty annoyed about it. And you share a similar view to him from the interviews that I've read, and that you've said you don't think there's any link between movie violence and video games and real life gun crime. Is that what you think, and if so, why?
Well, I actually grew up playing with guns. I mean, we had toy guns. We had toy guns. If Christmas was not Christmas, if I didn't get a new toy gun, a cat pistol or something. And we shot at each other. We chased each other with these guns. We did all this stuff. And none of my friends ever shot anybody. We also had real guns in my house. And I shot those too, in the woods or at cans or at birds or whatever. And we still never turned those guns on each other. We understood what guns did to a human being or what gun violence actually was. We understood it very well. I don't think one thing has to do with the other. That sitting in a movie theater watching people shoot each other doesn't make people want to go out and shoot other people, not people who are not mentally unbalanced. A good value system, a set of parents that tells you right from wrong, you understanding right from wrong, having a spiritual connection to your fellow man and the world, lets you know what's right and what's wrong, what's morally correct and what's not morally correct.
It's crazy. We literally was talking about that yesterday. Yeah. How it's the parent, and when Nick was saying, this was the first time I heard that they don't believe that it's rap culture or movies or anything that we're seeing in the entertainment space that is making black culture or black people kill each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's dead right. I mean, I've played shooting video games as long as I can remember. I've had Nerf guns, airsoft guns, paintball guns. Me and my brother used to shoot each other all the time with those. And I've never in my life pointed a real gun at another human because that's crazy. I think it's just the parents. Like that's all it is.
He said it. And we've said it before. It might be a mental problem.
And you know what's crazy? Back in the day, like my grandma said when she was in school, like the boys used to have shotguns in their trucks every day. And there was no school shootings, no mass shootings, no none of that.
I think it's it stems from the fatherlessness, and then you go to the streets, and street culture is to do that. That's literally the culture in the streets. Protect your street, protect your block, stay loyal to the streets, stay loyal to the block. All that shit is street shit.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting because that is defended and protected amongst a lot of black people. They'll be like, you too square to be speaking on that. Don't speak on shit you don't understand. It's like, at what point do we acknowledge that it's bad? Like, at what point are you allowed to say that this is wrong, a wrong way to live?
So entertainment and the crack epidemic is a cop-out at this point.
Now the crack epidemic, because that took a lot of fathers, so I think that
took a lot of fathers out the home. Shout out Joe Biden.
But it was our own fault.
It was. I mean, no one put a gun to the head and forced them to do the crack or sell the crack.
Yeah.
A good value system, a set of parents that tells you right from wrong, you understanding right from wrong, having a spiritual connection to your fellow man and the world, lets you know what's right and what's wrong, what's morally correct and what's not morally correct.
But a lot of people don't have that, do they?
People. Who are they? And those people aren't my responsibility.
But don't you think part of teaching people right and wrong and what's cool and what's desirable is also in the movies?
No.
That the movies are influential things. I mean, Jules, your character in Pulp Fiction, is the ultimately cool bad guy, isn't he?
I don't know. I guess he is to some people. To me, he's just a character. He was a guy. He had a job. He did his job a specific way. He was a professional. He was good at his job. He was not distracted when he was doing his job. That's why John Travolta got killed and I didn't, because he got distracted. I don't deal with characters in movies in that particular way. When people say, but you're a role model. Okay, I'm a role model. If you want me to be a role model, ask me. I'm a college graduate. I'm a father, a husband, a son. I'm a good person with all that. I'm a citizen. I pay my taxes. I've never been arrested. I believe in education. I believe in one's, treating man the way you want man to treat you. Yeah, I'm a movie star to you. To me, I'm just a guy with an interesting job. I don't want to cut in line in front of you. I don't want to, lord it over you because you see me or I'm famous. I'm famous because you think I'm famous. Don't ask my characters. Don't ask Nick Fury to be your role model. Don't ask Mace Windu to be your role model. Don't ask Jules Winfield to be your role model. If you're talking about Samuel Jackson, I'm a professional. I show up at work on time. I know my lines. I hit my marks, and I treat the other actors and the crew members with respect. That's a role model. It has nothing to do with who the characters are that I play on screen.
You know, the president has commissioned this research from the CDC into whether they think there might be some link between what kids see on the screen and how they act. If that comes up and finds that there is a recognizable link,
come on,
would that change your view at all?
Somebody's going to find there's a recognizable link because that's what they're paid to do. Take that money and give those kids some spiritual training. Everybody's against that. Everybody talks about, you know, you can't dictate people's religion and God. All right, whatever your God is telling you to treat other people with respect. Do that. Take that money and give those kids, give them gun training if you want to, gun safety training, or explain to them that fantasy is fantasy, reality is reality. I read books all my life. Books have violence in them, even the Bible. There's violence in all those books. It's not just movies. People need to understand parents have a responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility to make people better people. It's your parents' responsibility to make you a better person.
You revealed recently that you've had a stutter.
Have a stutter.
Have a stutter, still?
Yeah. I guess when I'm doing characters, my characters don't stutter, so I don't have to worry about them. And it was funny because when I was talking about it last week, I realized that I actually started to pretend to be people who didn't stutter when I was very young so that I wouldn't stutter. That seemed to be the thing that would work for me, that I had to go back and stop and say, well, where am I in the midst of all that? You know, how many people have I created to cover this thing to the point that maybe I've gotten lost in who I am, and I don't know.
So do you still have days when you're on set where you're...
Oh yeah. I have days, or, you know, some days it's B, some days it's P, some days it's G, and it all depends, you know. And I think probably the worst one for me are sentences that begin with W. I have W days a lot. So when the first thing I have to say is what, when, why, or whatever, depending upon the level of intensity and where we're trying to go, I'll get caught up with woo, 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 and it just gets me. And I'll start trying to do that Porky Pig thing, thinking of an alternate word, but there aren't a lot of alternate words for why.
Samuel L. Jackson, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
If you don't understand that these problems start at the home, and that the nuclear family among black people has been destroyed, and that in itself is a direct cause for a lot of these problems and issues that we constantly address and see on this channel, well, then you're just never gonna get it.
So, a question. If we took all violence off all places where it could be seen, or, you know, in these entertainment spaces, if we took that off of the internet, would we see a slight decline, or would we see a huge decline, or would we see no decline in violence?
In my opinion, you'd see no decline.
I don't know if you'd see a decline, because
it might be I'm talking about a tad bit, bro. It might be 1%.
Do you think TV was as violent when Crips was shooting up homes in the 80s in LA?
They ain't had TV, some of them probably.
Do you think that like all this stuff started somewhere, and it started in the street? It started in the street. Now people are loyal to the street. You know, I did see a video on a Tommy G video where he was like interviewing in the hood, and they were like, yeah, a lot of this violence started with Chicago. We trying to make our hood just as violent as them. We doing what they do. So maybe, because that's them, oh, they streets is more violent than our streets. Street dudes, this the most violent street. They take pride in it. Yes. So it's like, I don't know, bro.
Didn't we look up a long time ago when we thought that the violence is worse now, and we looked it up and it said it's the same?
It is the same. We looked it up. Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah, so
it's been the same since about the 80s.
Wow.
So it was the crack epidemic, I would say, that didn't help. I mean, that you took the dad out the home, violence raises, period. The Democratic Party loves taking the dad out the home, loves telling these women, you don't need no man. You can raise him on your own. Yeah, you raising a little terrorist.
You know what's crazy? I'm glad we got people like Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel Washington saying the same stuff, because that's really people. I mean, he said he's not a role model, but there's people that these are people you can look up to, and he's saying, and Denzel is saying the same things we saying. So I guess they coons too then. But I signed with Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson. Y'all think I want to side with the rappers and the people on TikTok?
Why would I do that?
Crying about free this person that's committing violence? Hell no.
Don't free them. Leave them in there.
This is a great right here.
Let me tell you who to blame.
Blame the boy lying at your feet, his body oozing life through the hole in his stomach where the bullet tore him apart. Blame him for challenging you, for not looking away and for not backing down when you pulled out the gun. Blame your mother for bringing you into this world when she was but a kid herself and for dragging you up, not bringing you up. Blame society for not giving you hope. Blame your father for not being there, the man who looked after himself instead of looking after you.
Damn.
Blame the gun in your hand for making you a target, for making you more likely to be picked on. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself for not being strong enough to put down the gun, to break the cycle.
Starts in the home, man. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
I think
it's quite literally. I mean, this is all in the Bible. You can find every answer for everything that's in the world today in the Bible. If you attack the dad, if the protector of the home is gone, or he himself is causing the problems, I mean, that's what it. I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? It's gonna happen. Nothing you can do.
This is how I know that the Democrats paid all these people to go on stage for Kamala. Cause Samuel, Eminem, they all sound so anti-woke, and literally the Democrat Party is the opposite. So I do not believe that they went up there. I believe that they wired Samuel Jackson $800,000. Who wouldn't go up there?
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think it's the social pressure of if you don't go with the Democratic Party as a black person, then you're expelled from the community and you're called names. So I think it's just the easier thing to do as a black person.
I really think they went.
I don't think they needed the money.
He's too smart to go up there and believe that shit that they saying. Bro.
He don't need the money. He's a millionaire. He does not need that money.
Shit, 800,000. Who wouldn't want an extra 800,000?
But
you know how much they was paying people? Beyonce got millions actually to go up there.
Yeah, but I think they believe that too, though. I really do.
You can be a black Republican, but you can't support Trump.
I refuse to believe
But he's the
that
Republican nominee. So
all
who the
these
fuck?
smart people are dumbasses.
I don't think it's that. I think that they cave to the social pressure and they care what people think. They're people pleasers. They want to say what people want to hear so people like them. People want to be validated. They don't care to go against the grain.
Well, that's a little stupid.
It's weak. If you know it's not true, you say something to please other people, that is weak.
Just listen to this, guys.
When he was sending me Django, he actually didn't want to tell me that I wasn't going to be Django.
Yeah.
That window of opportunity for me to be that young gunslinger had passed by.
Yes.
And he said, well,
but he didn't want to tell
I don't want to tell you, but all right, well, the character's Steven. So, and I was like, well, who is Steven? He said, just read the script. He didn't even tell me. And sure enough, I read it. And I was sitting there staring at the script. And I called him back and said, so you want me to be the most despicable Negro in the history of cinema? And he was like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Because it was that kind of challenge to me, and it looked like that kind of fun. Now, the disappointment in all that is that as wonderful as Steven is in Django, that's the tame Steven. He edited out all the really bad things that I did in the movie because he said, I don't want anybody to kill you. Because, Steven's kind of a nasty character. And it seems like he has enough problem being vilified himself as a racist because he uses nigger in his scripts that much or puts those kinds of words in a character's mouth. But, I always tell people, I don't understand why they can't look at his work and realize that every character he's ever given me has pretty much been the smartest character in the film. That has the most dignity and respect and kind of runs things and is not a fool of any sort and understands a whole lot about what's going on in life and in the world. And for him to write characters like that for me would be impossible for a racist to do.
The movie was supposed to paint a picture of what really was going on. So, I mean...
It's literally make-believe, guys.
Who's that nigga on that nag?
That was hilarious. What's that little Peckerwood boy from Mother Street? What's his name?
He's a free slave. He can ride horses. Not around my niggas, he ain't. Who that nigga though?
It's so funny, bro.
Man, that movie was good.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. my uncle's contacting his phone. Like, like we get an iPhone, they share the contact. His phone contact is Django.
I'm just thinking about it. I might gotta go watch that tonight, man.
But there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
No, nobody, none. The word would be...
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it. You want to move on to another question?
Okay. Awesome. I don't want to say
Oh,
it.
come on.
Will you say it?
No, fuck no. That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to
They're
say
going to bleep it when you say it on your show. So say it.
I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
Okay, I'll skip it. Sorry, guys. It was a good question.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great question.
It wasn't a great question if you can't say the word.
I wanted to ask about.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I don't think Samuel's woke at all, man.
He just, I mean, he's scared to take backlash probably.
I mean, you got to realize what industry he's in, guys. The most left-leaning woke industry there is. This guy wants steady work. He's a legend in the game. Got to protect the money. I mean, I'm not gonna fault him for that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could find I wish I could find a lot more clips of Samuel, but he just doesn't have a lot, guys. He does not.
You know what? That's why I really respect people who go against the grain and say things that they know is true, but get backlash for it and they don't care. I remember when Lil Wayne came and was one of the first people to support Trump. And I remember at the time I was even like, that was before we were even doing any of this. And I was even kind of surprised. Wow. And he is the greatest rapper, in my opinion, to ever live. And then, Kanye and, Nicki. But if Drake would have came along, the whole Young Money would have been rocking with Trump, bruh.
Drake can't do it. He's Canadian.
Yeah, Drake won't do it. He won't do that.
But maybe it's different for some artists because it's like in actors it's different from artists and actors because it's like
you need them to give you a role.
Yeah, like exactly. That
artists, you drop a song, they gonna listen to it.
But also, you're used to people saying your music is that's trash, So you're used to backlash from the actor. They think you're just this perfect person,
Yeah.
So maybe that's
their career is built on their public perception of them.
Right.
Like their names can either make or break a movie. Oh, this guy sucks at acting. I'm not going to watch that, So I understand why they live and die by the sword of public perception.
Yeah. Well, the number one rapper in our generation just came out in support of Trump, and they're still listening to that shit. And his community, the black community, hates Trump. So it doesn't matter with artists. They gonna still, if that shit hard, they gonna listen to it.
Young Boy rock with Trump.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Lil Wayne and Young Boy, generation prior to us and our generation, the best rapper. I mean, the most popular rapper.
All right, though, guys, man. If y'all find some clips of Samuel, let us know. Drop it in the comments, though.